Hi, I'm Kate and I'm here for Cologne Now, and my guest today is Charlene. Charlene is my Woman to Watch guest. Would you mind telling me what you do?
Thank you. I work as a career advisor, and I work specifically with the demographic that's between the ages of 15 through to 30. And I help young people carve out their career paths and determine what sorts of assistance and supports to put in place to help them on their path.
Yeah.
And I also work in industry, in helping industry identify what it is that they need, and I help join the two forces together to help both parties become satisfied and fulfilled with both of their needs.
Yeah, so you're the middle ground, you're supplying demand for the employment sector for young people in the Okanagan, right?
Yes.
That's really cool. So is that what gets you out of bed in the morning? Is this what you're really passionate about? This is something you love, and why do you love it so much?
Absolutely, it's a true passion. I've been working with young people for a very long time. Mm-hmm. Prior to this career, I worked with young people at risk for a number of years in a group home setting, and it was a great transition to have the ability to work very closely with young people in supporting them in what it is that they would like to do in life, and it means assisting them in identifying what their values are, their transferable skills, their interests, and how they may fit in our community or elsewhere wherever they choose to live. So I feel really quite humbled by having the opportunity to establish a trusting relationship with young people as they share very personal details of their lives, because it's oftentimes not only about employment but other facets of their life that will sort of determine what their career path looks like.
Yeah, definitely. And you must see, this must be an incredibly emotional job at times, right? You're seeing this young person develop, but you're also seeing so much of perhaps their tragically unfortunate past come up, and how do you deal with that? Like, how do you go home and not take it with you?
Well, it wasn't something that came naturally initially. I think, quite honestly, it took a few years to develop that ability to set a little bit more of a boundary for myself. But it is a necessary one. And it's a very creative position where I'm constantly assisting young people in brainstorming options and solutions. And so that way, they come to us voluntarily, and we're always looking to move forward. So in that way, it's always a very positive role. And we see young people from a variety of backgrounds, a variety of socioeconomic and cultural backgrounds. So it's very, very diverse, and people have varied interests, and it makes it for a very dynamic and interesting role for me. I can live vicariously through many other people in my work, so it's always very interesting.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So kind of like question about what you tell your kids, and I was wondering, do you kind of communicate to them, or do you believe that there's such a thing as a career soulmate? Do you think that you meet someone and say, okay, we're going to find the perfect job for you and it's out there somewhere? Or do you think that there's multiple different paths that someone can walk down that will make them happy?
I think probably the most essential thing is to help them discover what their core values are, because I think their core values will likely remain with them for a very long time. There are many other factors that determine what it is that they will do. However, if they know deep down inside what values will hold true for them, regardless of ever-changing circumstances around them, that they will be fulfilled. And so I think there are likely many opportunities, and things are so different in our economy today that allow for people to evolve and do many things potentially.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of as well, like in your job, did you find it more or less difficult to rise to the position you're currently at because you're female? And do you find that the girls that you mentor have a more difficult or easier job in Kelowna finding careers that they're really happy in, that fulfill them?
I think the wonderful thing about today is that young people in general, and particularly young women, have more choices, whereas historically employment and career opportunities were a little more gender specific. That has shifted quite a bit, and I find myself helping young people in careers that were not, I think, really a thought when I was a young person, and so it's a very empowering thing to know that young women today have a broader range of opportunities, and helping young people, young women fulfill those opportunities and see, by the virtue of the fact that I've been doing this for a long time, I have the wonderful opportunity to see people not only at the beginning of their path, but also once they have gone through training and employment, and I see them in their roles in the community and elsewhere.
Developed and
including in non traditional roles for women, and
so you definitely think we're moving in the right direction, and we have been moving in the right direction as far as female empowerment and employment goes, right? That's so wonderful. It's really great to hear. So the last question I kind of have for you is that your job is you set out plans and you lay out strategies for for young people to find positions that are going to fulfill them. Are you someone who loves to plan? Is this something, where you are right now, was this a carefully laid out plan from the age of 17, or did you kind of stumble into it?
It was not at all.
Yeah.
I've done a number of things in my life. I've been a flight attendant. I speak French and Spanish. And
wow.
So I've worked with refugees, and I've lived abroad. And I think from a young age, as a result of the dynamic of my family, it was brought to my attention that there is such a range in the way people are raised in their experiences. We were a foster family, and that helped me, I think, become more empathetic to young people's circumstances and level of opportunity and sort of wellness as they grow. And in living in a developing country as a young person, that was another quite a striking experience that I lived, that provided me with insight and dimension into sort of socio-cultural economics, and that in retrospect really influenced my interest in helping people in their formative years, and but I had no idea. I didn't have a plan, so I think perhaps a combination of knowing your core values, what matters most to you, and maybe getting some support in identifying and generating ideas as to what exists out there.
Yeah, that can support your core values. Right?
Yes, can be helpful for young people, and that's what we hope to provide in the work that we do.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for joining me. I mean, you're just such an amazing thing for the young people in our community, and you're such an inspiration.
Thank you. Well, I do it in partnership with many people. Industry provide us with opportunities, and nonprofits who provide volunteering opportunities. That's a huge part in establishing confidence and experience in young people, and really helps to bridge other opportunities for them. So it's having a community that values investing in young people in those ways makes it possible.